Hello, welcome to the NN classroom. Today I'd like to share with you past paper questions extracted from the specimen paper, which is a paper 1 question, that is question 2. Supposedly, this is a pretty easy type of question to handle, but time is a really major concern in the multiple choice. So I'd like to tell you how this question will be able to handle in a faster way. Let's see what they're asking. First, what is the sum of the coefficient? That means we are kind of wanting to add up all the coefficients, right? When the equation of the combustion of ammonia in the balance equation using the smallest possible whole number. That means we must use the integer at the end in order to answer this question, right? Normally, the way to do so for most of the students at the very beginning, right, is try to look for the elements in each of the compound and then try to make the coefficient as balanced as much as possible, right? Of course, that's true, but there's a faster way, or kind of there's a skill that we can apply in this question. The skill of this balancing equation technique, whenever asking you to balance it, remember is that elements, elements, elements always at the last step. That means we will try to handle the elements balancing always in the last step. If you know what I mean, I'll apply this skill to you, and then you know, right? So I'll just write up first. NH3 plus the O2 goes to N2 in H2, right? So in this case, we see the element, right? What are the elements in this question, in this equation? So that will be oxygen and N2, right? Or nitrogen. So in this case, that means we should balance oxygen and nitrogen in the last step. Why balancing these in the last step is kind of easier? Is because if we change the coefficient of all the element, we do not push down any of the balancing before, right? That means in this case, if we balance the hydrogen first and then balance the O and N at the last step, that will be relatively easier. Let's see. If you balance the hydrogen first, you see that on the left side we see 3, right side we see 2. So all in all, that means we add the 2 here and the 3 here, right? So in this case, hydrogen is being balanced, right? And in this case, we see that nitrogen, we're getting 2, and luckily we see 2 nitrogens here, right? So that means nitrogen already finished. So last thing that we do is oxygen, right? So what's oxygen here? 3 oxygen here. And people will feel like that, how I can switch these 2 and 3 make it balance? Supposedly, if we do the LCM, make it like 6, it is possible. But the thing is, if we put a 3 here and times it by 2, supposedly, we just push down the hydrogen balancing. And if we push down the hydrogen balancing, we push down the nitrogen balancing as well. So the trick is, why elements always put at last is because, as mentioned, right? If we change the coefficient of the element, we do not push down the balancing of all the elements before, right? So in this case, we are not thinking of whether to change this 3 and 2 to cooperate, but just how these 2 make it into 3. And the trick is we can multiply first a fraction. If we put a fraction here, supposedly the whole equation is balanced, right? So at the end, what do we do is that, as the question says, we need whole number, right? So that means at the end, we should better multiply this equation all entirely by 2. And so by this trick, at the end, we will see 4 plus 3, and then goes to 2 plus 6, right? So at the end, the total sum of the coefficient will be 15. So the answer in this case will be